really amazing. I mean, it's so fun to come out here and see the excitement on something that we've worked so hard on, and it's crazy because this turnaround feels like forever, but it's actually quite fast for everything that they have to do in post-production. So I'm excited, and I'm even more excited walking out of here because of the fans. Honestly, the experience in itself is really unlike anything I've ever done. Just a film with this much action and visual effects, and I mean the cast is incredible. Travis Knight, our director, is amazing. I am most looking forward to seeing the film as a whole. Distinctly remember watching that one for the first time, and I love them all. I think they're all incredibly done and visually insane and an experience. But the first one I love, and I think we sort of, you know, there's a similarity between our movie and that first movie in that it's very character driven and it's a coming of age story, and there is the action that the Transformers films are known for, but it's really all about the characters in this movie.
One of the more challenging things and interesting things that drew me to this, not only to be a part of the Transformers franchise, but certainly the role they asked me to play. I get to be what I like to call a conflicted individual. People are using the word villain, but I think Agent Burns truly believes in his mind he's doing right. And his journey through the film is also an interesting one. And Travis Knight has done such a good job of making all of these characters people you can invest in. And I think that's why the trailer moved so many people. I think that's why the movie is going to rekindle the passion for this franchise and also get new audiences. So I was really happy that they put a lot of depth in Agent Burns, and they kind of gave me a little bit of freedom to run with it as well. And I think this is a great approach, taking a giant step back, not only in time, but in presentation as well, and focusing on just a few characters and hoping we do a good enough job as performers where an audience member sits down and gets invested. So we're not going without the action, but we're giving them great action, we're giving our fans great action, and we're allowing them to invest in these characters. I was telling Travis and Hailee and George, I love fandom. I love to see passion. And this is why I love gatherings like this. I was just in a conversation about the passion of K-pop to somebody else, but I like to see passionate people because it shows that they believe in something. So watching it from afar, walking the floor, I love it. These people are here because they believe, because they're invested. They're the reason we're here, and that's very important not to lose sight of. And I love watching that, whether I'm in the middle of it in the WWE ring and I can look around and see it and feel it, or whether I'm looking at it from afar when I watch people file into the convention center, or whether I'm in the middle of a panel. Like, it's all really, really special because these people care, and that's the bottom line, and it's our job to keep them caring.
For one, as a kid, this is the franchise that I really gravitated towards. It's something that was very dear to me. It's something I saw at 11 years old, and it feels crazy and humbling to come full circle with it. It's something that I grew up watching, now I'm a part of it, and now there'll be people who are my age who will be able to watch this. So to be a part of especially such a great franchise is really just great. Oh, well, it's like, how is those Transformers movies different from the cartoons and stuff? It's totally different. I mean, what Travis does with the characters in this story has, you know, so much heart. I mean, I think you'll see a side of B that, you know, you've never seen before.
You know, we wanted to make sure for this film that it was a really deeply emotional film. That, you know, while at the same time it has action, it has spectacle, it has all the things that people come to expect in a Transformers film, we wanted to ground it in something that was really deep and emotional and character-driven. And so, because of that, it meant that our actors had to be extraordinary, that they could really bring that kind of emotion to the set, when oftentimes they're acting against something that isn't there. You know, Bumblebee is a CG-generated character, and so Hailee and John Cena and George, when they act against him, there's nothing there, and so we have to talk through what the emotions are, what's happening, what the choreography is going to be like. But it's all theater of the mind stuff. Usually, it's a tennis ball on a stick, and so we really needed, you know, actors of extraordinary ability and imagination to be able to pull off that authentic emotion in order to convey the kinds of feelings that we were going for the film, and I think we got it in this cast. She really is extraordinary. I think that was one of her biggest concerns going into this project was, you know, you get a response when you're working with other actors, is that she was going to have to essentially fly blind. So it was a pretty tricky challenge, but she is so exceptionally talented and a great artist in her own right. We're able to talk through these scenes, and she does an amazing job. I think people will really be moved by her performance. You You know, there are analogs. There's a lot of it that's the same, and then there are a whole host of things that are different. I mean, my animation background, going back 20 years, really did help me in the sense of, you know, one of the main characters in the film is an animated character, and so that same kind of disciplined perspective that I bring to animation, I was able to bring to that side of the performance. You know, but working, you know, with actors, you know, on locations, there's all sorts of challenges in a live action film that you never experience when you're in a controlled, contained environment when you're working in animation. It just required me to be a little bit more nimble than I typically am, and it's a lot faster. I mean, my last film, Kubo, took 5 years to make. This one, we were done shooting in a matter of months, so it's a lot faster, but it was an amazing experience. As when I was a kid, I grew up loving these characters. They meant a lot to me. I had these toys, I watched the cartoons, I read the comic books. So the idea that for a 10-year-old me would grow up to make a film about these very same characters that I loved, it really is kind of extraordinary. I feel like I'm very, very lucky.